Yo guys, what is up? Max in our TFD video, and today we got the PAX East panel for the Mega Season 3 update. The devs sat on stage for an hour and showed off all of the new things, or a lot of the new things that are going to be coming to the game in this big Season 3 expansion mega update. And there is a ton to talk about. I think they did a great job. There's so many cool things to get excited for. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Let's get right into it. So the first thing to talk about is they're adding a new, open world area that is going to be called Axion. And in that new area is going to be these new enemy types. This is the new, enemy faction, the Legion of Breach, which they showed off. We've got some kind of new enemy archetypes that look pretty sick. They're more beast looking. And they showed off this enemy that seems to be kind of like a new badass or elite mob that looks really, really cool. I like that we're getting kind of a new style of enemy to fight because, we've been fighting a lot of humanoid-esque enemies. This looks more like beast focused, which I think is going to fit really well in this new kind of open area. The next thing to talk about is the new vehicle that we are getting added. They showed off a little teaser for this, which featured a lot of bunny in it. But there's going to be a new way to traverse around in the game. This is going to be a hover bike that they confirmed is going to be able to be upgraded at base level. It's going to be slightly slower than Bunny, but as you upgrade it, it'll be faster than any Descendant or any grapple hook, exploit that you can do, infinite grapple hook. It's going to be really fast, and it also has a way to jump, and I think they said boost as well. So you'll be able to explore the new planes with this. Looks really cool. And they also mentioned that there's going to be skins and stuff for it, so you can customize your bike to the way that you want to look. Next up, we get to talk about the Wall Crasher. Now, this is, I think, one of the biggest highlights of the whole announcement. This is a 8-player field raid boss. It's going to be spawning in the world, I think, at certain designated times, and it is going to be the biggest enemy that we've ever fought in this game. They said it is over 2 times the size of any of the biggest colossuses we've fought. It's going to be moving around slowly, but does a ton of damage, and it is going to be featuring 8-player activities as you team up with your friends or random people to try to fight and bring this thing down. It sounds absolutely insane. It's bringing big, Attack on Titan vibes with, all of us having, grappling hooks trying to take down this massive boss. And they said it's going to be very difficult, but if you take it down, you get, special rewards. But we are getting a raid in TFD, something that, so many people have been asking for. A lot of the things when I, do polls or ask people, what would bring them back, many times it's I want a raid, and not only are we getting a raid, but we're getting it as an 8-player activity, which is also something that they've said numerous times that they were going to stick to 4 players. I think a big part of this is they're dropping last-gen console support. By the time this update is out, there will be no update for last-gen consoles, and I think that might have been what was keeping them at 4 players, but now we're, breaking through that. We're going to be getting 8-player content, which, could just be the start. We could see more open world, raids and 8-player content, which seems pretty crazy. This is personally what I'm most excited for with this update. Next up, we get the Lounge, which is a new kind of player housing-esque area. This is kind of insane. They're making it first person. I was joking ahead of the stream that they were going to make this a VR activity, but that's kind of what they're doing. You're going to be able to go into this lounge, which features, a hot tub, a shower area, and more. And you can do it in first person, which is just ridiculous. And obviously dynamic motion's going to be in the game when this drops, and yeah, it's they know what they're doing. So yeah, new player lounge / player area, and it's also going to be apparently going to have decorations and stuff like that, and celebrating moments in the game. So should be pretty cool. Next up, they announced that there's going to be new story content. This story content is going to feature Corel, where we're going to learn more about Sigma Sector and his plans. And it is also going to feature a kind of romance story between Nell and Enzo, and I think this is going to be part of what unlocks Nell's Arcade abilities, as she is confirmed to be the next Descendant. So she's got this like telekinetic abilities, and I'm sure the story's going to kind of explain like how this transpired, and also like her relationship with Enzo. But they did confirm our new next Descendant is going to be Nell, who looks freaking awesome. She's got kind of like a matrixy feel to her. She's going to have telekinetic abilities, and one thing that they confirmed is she's going to have the ability to make every shot that she shoots out a weak point hit, which is obviously kind of ridiculous, especially, you know, if, for example, the new raid boss has really hard to hit weak points, she could be, you know, a Descendant that is competing with the top for gun builds. Obviously, we'll have to see, but it's cool that they're giving her some new unique mechanics. They also announced that Ultimate Luna is going to be the new Ultimate Descendant dropping when Season 3 comes out. They confirmed 2 new Transcendent modules, one that changes her playstyle to be focused on firearms. So I'm kind of guessing that this is like, hey, if you don't want to play the like rhythm game, you can play her as a firearm Descendant. I don't know how that's totally going to work. Maybe it'll still be rhythm focused, but it looks like they're trying to give her multiple different play styles. And the other Transcendent module is going to be focused on buffs and debuffs. So also, you know, playing into that support role. I think support roles are still going to be, you know, hopefully very prominent for this new hard content. So maybe her like Transcendent module will help with that. They also confirmed that Ultimate Yujin is going to be after Luna. That'll be dropping in part 2 of Season 3, but Ultimate Yujin will not be there on launch. And, you know, they didn't really give us much more info besides that. Next up, they actually did it. They are adding swords to the game. These are not like sub-attack slots or anything like that. These are replacing a weapon slot. So you can take like a sniper, or you can take a sword. They're their own thing. They can be modded like any other weapon, and you're going to be able to use them for like, you know, normal combat. They're not some like side piece. They are like main weapons added to the game, which is crazy. The way that we play the game is going to have to be totally rethought with these. Like, you know, we know who's the best gun Descendant. Who is going to be the best melee Descendant? You know, there's a lot of characters that have been kind of hiding in the background that could really shine with these. It looks like there's going to be different like legendary swords, probably with their own unique abilities. I cannot wait for these. They were asked a question about like how ammo was going to work for these, which they did not answer. So I'd be curious if these things have like infinite ammo just because they're swords, or like maybe there's a resource or like an energy thing that you like need to like not use it too much. We'll have to see. But swords are confirmed coming to the game, and they're going to be coming in a multiple varieties of swords. They announced this like blade, which they accidentally called a lightsaber on stream, but this like light blade that apparently is going to be able to do like crazy like slash attacks. Obviously, we've got bosses that are like moving around a lot, so I'd imagine that some of these are going to have like AoE ranged attacks. Next, they announced a new archetype of mod, which are going to be ancestor mods. These are going to be separate than Transcendent mods. You can only have one ancestor mod on at a time, and the first one is going to be kind of, if you've ever played Path of Exile, kind of like a cast-on thing, where anytime you hit an enemy with a projectile skill, you're able to summon meteors from the sky to come down. Like, you could turn your Descendant into Greg's Reversed Fate, which sounds absolutely insane. It's been something that I was kind of hoping would come with Blair, but they're making it so that like any Descendant can use this. We don't know exactly the details of how that's going to work, how often you can proc it, how it's going to work with like dot skills like Freyna or something like that. But we are going to be getting expanded ways to build out our ability Descendants, and now we're going to be able to rain freaking meteors down, which sounds crazy. The other Ancestor mod that's going to be coming, I was a little bit confused on. They said it's going to come with like random stats, so I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but the big one I'm excited for is like meteors raining down on enemies. Next, they announced they're coming out with their first collaboration, the first Descendant and X Nier Automata. This is very cool, you know, something they've been teasing for a while. And they did say one thing about this collab is it is going to be like costume / decoration focused, so it's not like we're going to be getting like near bosses or near enemies, but there will be new cosmetics for our characters, which look really cool. You know, I'm imagining they've been working on this for a while, and I love what they're doing with it. Hopefully, we get more collabs in the future. They also showed off the Gilded Death Blossom skin. This is something that they showed as concept art before. This is like an actual screenshot of it in game. Looks pretty awesome. They also announced a 1 year. They also announced that they're going to be doing a 1 year anniversary event when the first Descendant's first anniversary is going to be. That's going to have a bunch of like in-game events, cosmetics, rewards, all that jazz. But they're also going to be hosting their first ever player-driven like costume competition where players are going to be able to design skins for Descendants, for males, females, universal skins, and skins for the companions. And, they're going to pick a winner, and then that will be available in game. I've seen other games do this. Super cool idea. What could go wrong with player-driven skins? We'll see how crazy those get. But that is going to be happening when their first anniversary drops. The very last thing that they mentioned, basically, as they were leaving the stage, is that they're going to be adding trading to the game, which is crazy. They mentioned that this is going to be for modules. They didn't say that you could trade, like, weapons or anything like that, but they mentioned it's going to be a feature for new and returning players. So I think, basically, you can trade modules to people that, haven't played the game in a while, haven't caught up, or missing some of the key mods that you might need to build craft. Sounds pretty cool. I'm kind of glad that they are keeping it to modules personally, but, trading's been a feature that people have been asking for a while. My big question with trading is, what are you going to be trading to players? Do you have to trade them other modules in return? Or are you going to be trading them, like, gold? Like, what is the currency for trading? Obviously, all of those details will be revealed hopefully soon. Guys, that is going to do it for the video. A ton of cool stuff coming. I do personally wish that they had shown off some like teaser trailer or something of more like actual like in-game footage of what we were going to see in this update. I think that would have been great to build even more hype. And the devs were also conducting kind of a thing on the stream that if they hit 20,000 concurrent viewers, they were going to give away a bunch of prizes, which the stream did hit. So if you log in, you might find a bunch of new paints, cosmetics, the like crystallization catalyst activators, everything in your inbox. So pretty cool. Awesome that the community came through and hit that goal for them. I'm sure that was pretty important to them. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Honestly, like, I was hoping that this update was going to bring a lot of players back and that there was going to build some genuine hype for Season 3, and everything that they're saying and showing off so far has been really good. We'll see how it all pans out, obviously, but like 8-player raids, swords, so many things that like I feel like the community was kind of like just throwing out as like imagine how cool it would be if this ever happened, and the devs have actually come through and done that, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, guys, I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care. Peace.